our favorite person, she's come back to light. This is just a big joke that it is, right? Okay, Johnny, this is the big thing we talked about. This whole pushing Biden to the left kind of thing. I mean, really, to tell you the truth, I hope you guys are realizing early how you played yourselves. You played yourselves. It was really stupid for you to believe this. I really hold Bernie Sanders accountable for this crap. Meanwhile, the economic team that Joe Biden is talking about has who? Neera Tanden to head the Office Management and Budget. The Cecilia Rose to chair of the Council of Economic Advisors. OMG, ladies and gentlemen, OMG. The Washington Post has an article. Biden is expected to nominate Neera Tanden, the chief executive of the left-leaning Center for American Progress, as director of the influential Office of Management and Budget. Wow. Tanden, whose parents immigrated from India, will be the first woman of color to oversee the agency. There they go, right there. So what do?
Yes.
Yes,
Queen. Yes.
They throw in the identity politics, the first woman of color to oversee the agency. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can't see how you're being duped here, this is ridiculous. This is totally ridiculous. I don't care what Neera Tanden is, where she is from, that is irrelevant. Her policies on everything are evil. I mean, she is a global capitalist that loves to interfere in other countries, resource extraction. If you don't believe me, look at this next Twitter right over here. Neera Tanden on Libya. Remember this, ladies and gentlemen? Now, this is the one great sin that I got to tell you. Aaron Matei, who is not great on election integrity, but he's great on foreign policy. Neera Tanden, Biden's pick to head the budget office, has proven track record of creative budget solutions. My favorite is when she told Fayez Shakir that the U.S. should steal Libya's oil. We have a giant deficit. They have a lot of oil, and there it is. Can I thank WikiLeaks? Thank you, WikiLeaks, who provided us this information. You know, Fayez jumps in with that question mark, should Libya pay us back? I don't think it's fair that we create our own domestic problems and then ask other nations to pay for it. You see the adverse incentive problem right here, huh? Okay. I think if we can make money, if we think we can make money off an incursion, we'll do it. That's a serious policy, messaging, moral problem for our foreign policy, I think. You know, I mean, this is the half-assed thing. I think, question marks, like you should say, absolutely not, Neera. That's bullshit. She goes, we have a giant deficit. They have a lot of oil. Most Americans would choose not to engage in the world because of that deficit. If we want to continue to engage in the world, gestures like having an oil-rich countries partially pay us back doesn't seem crazy to me. There's an actual slave trade going on in Libya right now, ladies and gentlemen. An actual slave trade. It's disgusting. So to think that this is minuscule is just disgusting. And by the way, you can see Neera Tanden in this next thing when they have the National Democratic Convention. And this is the platform chair, okay? So you had the Hillary Clinton team provide us Neera Tanden. The Bernie Sanders team got Cornel West over there. In this particular platform breakdown, Cornel West talks a lot about Israel being an apartheid state, an occupation, and also our foreign policy endeavors. And bless his heart, Cornel West was great on these situations when it comes to foreign policy. But just listen to Neera Tanden on what she talks about when it comes to Medicare for All.
There are steps we can take to build on the Affordable Care Act to meet the goal of ensuring health care for every American. And there has been important steps on costs, on savings and costs, but there are other steps we can take, which is what the language in the platform has today. But I want to say that I would like to offer language acknowledging that Democrats all agree that health care is a right and that it's not a privilege, that it is something that every American should have, every person should have. You know, I completely agree that this has been a right that we have fought for, presidents have fought for year in and year out. And it is a true accomplishment. And I acknowledge the voices that we heard from who are concerned about the current system. But I do have to add the voices that I know we all care about, voices of people who are alive today because of the Affordable Care Act. But I say that recognizing that I assume most people in this room support the Affordable Care Act. It was a proud accomplishment. And my view of this is that we should not accept the status quo, that we should, all of us, work together to actually pass a public option, ensure there's an option of people to buy into Medicare, steps we can take to improve upon the Affordable Care Act, to reach our shared goal of universal health care and health care as a right for every person in the country. And so I speak against this amendment, but I really share the goal of ensuring that we do cover every person and that they have the assurance of health insurance that works for them whenever and wherever they need it.
Anyone else?
All right, let's break that down a little bit real quick, because there are some positive and negatives. And really, to tell you the truth, right now, where I am at politically, and what I want and what I would take are a little bit different than what she's saying. Okay, because the one positive thing I would say, again, with the public option, willing to concede to at least a public option. I'd like to see at least that happen. That's my bottom line. But once again, she's pushing, the whole mandated insurance. Like, we understand that healthcare is a right. However, we're still going to push you into insurance to, keep that part active. In other words, they don't want to kill the insurance companies, whatnot. And, this is the part where Fiorella says that if they do allow a public option, they'll probably tank it and ruin it. So therefore, we'll never get healthcare. So there are some things to talk about. And you can see that Cornel West was very aggravated on this situation. But constantly pushing the Affordable Care Act and kind of saying that, we all look at it as an accomplishment over here. Like, no, it's really hasn't done much. It's actually, it's not affordable. It doesn't, people can't buy into it. They can't afford the deductibles and whatnot and everything. And, this is, once again, this is a Hillary Clinton loyalist over here. All right. This is that whole clan. So, the fact is they campaign on Medicare for all, but when it's time to pay up, they'll move you in a different direction. So that was that. Johnny, you have anything to say about Neera?
No.
All right. Gravel Institute.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Neera Tanden wanted to take Libyan oil as payback for overthrowing their government. Now she'll be Biden's budget director. I wonder what she would say about Venezuela. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to go in there. They got to pay us back. It's Venezuela.
I'm pretty sure she recognized Juan Guaido as a president or whatever.
I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure she did that.
So the Gravel Institute, thank you so much. And last but not least, when it comes to Neera Tanden, we want to talk about, so you got the healthcare issue. You got the foreign policy issue where, when it comes to our finances, if she's a budget director, she'll be looking for other foreign countries to invade for resource extraction, to pay us back because they owe us. And I don't see what's wrong with that. And that's when you can see the exchange, what WikiLeaks show us. But when it comes to Fayez, like how he's just so ginger with her, like he's so sensitive. I don't think that's the right thing to do. What do you think, Neera? And this is the guy you have running your campaign, who's going to butter up to the Center for American Progress? Jesus Christ, Bernie.
Yeah, that was Bernie's campaign manager.
That was his campaign manager. And he had Matt Dust, who also worked for the Center for American Progress, who was his foreign policy advisor, who bragged about Bernie not listening to Tulsi Gabbard anymore, and once worked for Neera Tanden. So Neera Tanden wants to go into Libya to steal the oil, and now you got somebody who used to work for Neera Tanden is now Bernie's number one foreign policy advisor. You have problems. And it comes to another issue when it comes to the left, when it comes to the progressives, which they don't look the other way. Fiorella Isabel enters CIA talking points from Neera Tanden. More censorship is what we need, says the spook. The media most of Europe is so much more responsible than American media. So much more responsible is code for they take down fake news.
They censor so much more.
Yes. After
So much more
2016,
censor.
I thought they would behave more responsibly. It's incredibly depressing that they are doing Russia's bidding again. Ladies and gentlemen, she said this on October 16th. How many times do we have to go through this BS? Even if they declassify information that shows on Brennan's notes, Russiagate, make it up. We have information. We're looking at it. They're going to deny it and still point the finger to Russia. It's terrible. It's disgusting. And the left has always been pro-censorship. One of the reasons why I don't want Joe Biden to get into office, especially if he's going to steal it in this digital coup of sorts, it's the censorship, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we have to look forward to. They're pro-censorship. That is real fascism, ladies and gentlemen. And all the progressives out there need to wake up to this, okay? They have to bring this to the table. They have to recognize and realize that censorship is not good. Freedom of the press is important. And the fact that a lot of you guys have been silent on Julian Assange and kind of okay with this over here, is this mitigating damage here? Is this mitigating damage? Letting the spooks come right back into power, let them control your voice. You want Medicare for all, it's never going to happen. They're going to silence you. You want a Green New Deal, they'll convince everybody that nothing's going on, that burning oil into the air is okay. They suppress political discourse. That's what they're all about. They want you thinking the other guys are fascist Nazis, so you cancel culture them out. That's what these people are putting into play. That's what Neera Tanden's all about. Now we're going to give them the keys again and let them have power? You guys are okay with this?
No, they're all corporates. There's billionaires. There's more billionaires funded Biden than Trump. This is, I mean, they both suck. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
If I could have it my way, it would have been Gloria La Riva.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, seriously, this is what we're all about. They are global capitalists. That's what they are.